It's like there's a gang member on every corner around here now. Heard from the boss that you're pretty good at doing espionage. Well, I don't work for him anymore. And because I'm a free man, I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want. Well, in that case, I don't work for him anymore either. See you later. Hold up, though. There's a huge-ass price on your head. And I think I want to collect that. But just give it up already. Why don't you just tell the guy everything you know? And then maybe he'll just cut off your fingers. And what if I don't? Remember that old lady that I killed in your neighborhood? What if that entire neighborhood was up next, huh? Would you kill them? Me? Mm-mm. They definitely would. Well, I guess I have no other choice. To kill you all. Oh God! Nope. Don't even think about it. Ooh, man. Whew. That skit was not necessarily an easy thing to do. What's going on, guys? It is Shay here. Welcome back to another prop review. I haven't done it like that in a minute. But today, everybody, as you guys can clearly see in my hand, I'm going to be showing you guys my Beretta 92 prop build. Now, this is the Beretta 92, but we're going to go ahead and get into all its features. And there's a shit ton of information on this gun because this is one of the most popular Wonder 9s of the entire world. It's probably behind the Glock. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. So with that being said, let's begin. The Beretta 92 is a semi-automatic, I think this is a all metal frame, or a full metal semi-automatic pistol, 15 round magazine for the most part, and is originally an Italian gun, but some people may see it, you know, as like the norm for, I guess, for the U.S. Army and stuff, because it did used to be in, you know, it obviously was, you know, used in the U.S. Armed Forces, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But this gun was first produced around 1975, which is about a good 47 years ago, and was adopted by the U.S. Army in 1985, which was only 37 years ago. And they soon, sadly, obviously, depending on which way you want to put it, but the U.S. Armed Forces eventually replaced the Beretta 92 as their, you know, main sidearm for, you know, like for all the people in the thing. And in 2012, that is when they replaced it with the SIG M11, naming it the SIG P320, I think is what it's called, or I don't know if that's the actual model. But this is probably by far my favorite of the Wonder 9s because it's just, I don't know, dude. It's something about the Beretta. Like, it's one of the most common handguns ever in the world. You see it everywhere. I mean, I've never seen a Beretta 92, like an actual firearm in person, but I have seen an airsoft version of an airsoft replica, to be specific. One of my friends, he owns a Beretta 92 in terms of airsoft. But I have held it, I have used it. It looks pretty cool, and just like the actual Beretta, it was an all-metal gun. But let's go ahead and take a look at all the details I have up here, since I've given a little bit of the history. I'm not going to disclose all of the history because, man, that's going to take a minute. But the model I have here in my hand currently is actually based off the Beretta 92 FS, which is my personal favorite model of the Beretta 92, as with most people. But this thing is just looks so freaking good. So I tried my best to get it to the right dimensions of a Beretta. Like, you know, it's a pretty big handgun, but it's not as big as some other guns. Let's take a look at the details up here. So already off the bat, everybody can clearly tell that I went a little too overboard and I got a little too carried away with weathering the gun, because in my in my eyes, it looks like that this gun has just been messed up in combat. Look at the top of that thing. But maybe in the camera it doesn't look so bad. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the barrel first off. Obviously, since this is not a real gun, I can point this at the camera. But that is what the barrel looks like, and I try my best to make it look like, I guess you would say that one shot off of Once Upon a Time in Mexico and that one shooting scene. El Mariachi was holding this gun like this, and you can kind of see the silverness of that barrel, or of the bore on that gun. And he held it like this, that is what I wanted to do. That's what I think. That's also what this. I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why or what propelled me to make a Beretta 92. I remember I tried making the Enox version at one point, but I didn't continue on with the design because I think it was just too big of a handgun, or I made it too big. But I think it's the perfect size. But as you see here around the exposed barrel, which surprisingly enough should have painted silver, but I didn't because, you know, this is not, unless you know it's like really weather and stuff. But I did weather the barrel, which is exposed right here. Doesn't look so much like a barrel because it's not like cylindrical, which is freaking rectangular, which annoys me a little bit. But weathering all on top of the slide here, front sight right here, which actually did cover up surprisingly, and rear sight, or a makeshift rear sight. What you have right here. Originally I did have rear sights, like, you know, actual rear sights, but sadly it looked a little bit ugly and pieces were falling off because I accidentally cut into them. And yeah, that's the main reason why that I replaced them with these tiny things. You have your hammer on the back, which is actually kind of large for this gun because I don't think the hammer for the Beretta is actually that big, but there you go, your freaking hammer. And you also have your takedown lever right here, and you have, I don't really know what it's supposed to be. I do know that when you pull the trigger, this goes back, and I'm assuming this helps with the trigger actually. Because I've seen it on the airsoft version too, where when you pull the trigger, no matter if it's loaded or not, you can just freaking, you'll see the thing go back, and when the trigger resets, you know, it will go back forward. You have your sight release here, which it's not as layered. You have your two safeties here, one right here on the right for, you know, people, oh, I almost fell in the hole, or people who have who are dominant with their right hand can just do it, and left, or safety on the left for anyone who's left-handed or dominant with their left hand, they can just pull that. And it also acts as a decocker. So basically, let's say your gun is ready to go, you rack the slide, it's ready to go, you can easily just press this and it'll just do the thing. Now we're going to take a look at the many reasons on why I made this, or why I wanted to make this, and what propelled me to make a Beretta 92. So first off, I recently just started playing my brother's Oculus Quest 2, and up there he has a game, a VR game, which is basically a gun simulator called Pavlov VR. And one of the few guns or pistols that's in that game, which I'm going to be playing it again today, I don't know why I had to put it up, but one of the few guns or pistols in that game is indeed the Beretta 92 FS. And I remember when I put it in my hand, every time I look in my hand and I have this gun in my hand, even if I get like the real, like I don't know, an airsoft Springer prop or toy, whatever, it just feels like I'm looking at this gun in VR. And I shot this thing in the game and stuff, and that's one of the few reasons on what propelled me to make this gun. The second reason of what propelled me to make this gun was Once Upon a Time in Mexico, because El Mariachi, or Antonio Banderas, uses this gun, and as far as I know, as I said, I've never seen the full movie, but as far as I know, he only used this gun once, and that was to kind of scare Danny Trejo's character. I forgot his name. I think it was only just to scare Danny Trejo's character. He shot a watermelon, and he said, "You are last." Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's another reason what propelled me to do it. And also with the many amount of freaking movies that this gun exists in. So before I end this video, let's go ahead and move on to the shooting test. I haven't really picked out a sound effect for the gun yet, so I'll probably take a look at that sometime after I'm done with the video. So let's go ahead and do the shooting test. Alright, I'm out here now. Literally just on the other side of the trash can, or the recycling bin that I'm filming this on. Yes, I film on the recycling bin. Or I use that as like a setup for my tripod. So Beretta 92 FS. Also, I forgot to mention that there's actually a magazine release on the gun right here, which is right here. I forgot to mention that. Originally, I didn't want to put it up there, but I had a little dot, like little circle cut out, so I might as well. So I was like, screw it, might as well put it up there. So yeah, so let's go ahead and use the Beretta 92. All right, 15 rounds. Even I'm not going to be shooting the whole thing. 15 round mag. Let's freaking go. Beretta 92 FS, fire. This is like the common police handgun that you see in a lot of movies. Like, no matter what they are, there could be a police officer, there could be a deca, there could be whatever, there could be a chief. But man, this is like a really common gun amongst police. I keep on remembering that in my mind. So yeah, that really does it for this video. So if you guys like this video, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.